Team SNL, y'all.
We're back.
It has been quite some time.
It has been some time, but from the last video, now y'all know why we were hiding a little bit.
Yeah, we're definitely hiding a little bit and trying to figure out life.
Yeah, it's been a lot going on since pretty much the September.
Yeah, September. Yeah, really September, honestly.
Since September, there's just been so much going
Yeah,
on.
it's like life ramped up.
Very fast, extremely quickly. So today we have like an update video of everything that's happened while we've been gone, and it's been a lot. So
Man, where we? I guess we might have to start with the guinea pigs, the obvious one. Y'all, we are no longer guinea pig owners.
yeah, some sad stuff happened.
Oh,
I'll
tragic.
insert a couple of little clips right here while I'm talking about it. But it was like, so Sky, her back legs stopped working at some point. And we couldn't figure out what was going on. Like, was it a neurologic issue? Did she injure herself? Like, did she fall or something? Nobody could figure it out. But we were still keeping our hopes up. And then one day we took her to what?
Well, no, we did physical therapy on her every day. 'Cause
Yeah.
We came across a video somewhere saying like, hey, if you do this to her legs, like maybe she'll be able to regain strength back in those legs and use them again.
Mm-hmm.
And we were doing that for about a month.
And she would run sometimes.
Yeah, but it was very bad. Like, you know, she was peeing and pooping on herself. And one night when we were doing her exercises, Lex saw that her front paws were infected.
Yeah, I think we were doing her exercises and I was clipping her nails because, you know, we made sure they were groomed. And while I was clipping her nails, her front paws, like I looked at the paw pads and they just looked bad. Like infection was underneath the pad.
Mm-hmm.
And I just pushed it and pus came out. So it was like, okay. So then he took her to the vet, to one vet. And that vet said basically like,
we had taken her to that first vet before this is like before the infection, like when we first started noticing that she was like moving weird on her leg.
Yeah. But after we saw her paw pads, that vet was basically like, yeah, just let her go.
Because they were basically like, you could keep her like alive and they could put like, there's nothing to stop the infection, but they could put like paw pads on her or whatever so she could be at least a little bit more comfortable walking around. But then, you know, quality of life came into play where it's just like, yeah, she was still eating and acting normal, but it's just like, hey, you're using the bathroom on yourself. So,
yeah.
You know, what type of quality of life is that? You can't really move.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did go and get a second opinion, and that vet basically said, like, if not now, then she has maybe a couple months because the infection in her paws was getting bad, and that was spread throughout her body. And if anybody knows about guinea pigs, if they get sick or anything happens, it moves kind of quickly through their bodies because they're so tiny. So we decided that day to just go ahead and let her go. So yeah, then Sky was gone.
That was tough, y'all.
That was a very tough one.
And then that same week, on a different note, switching, pivoting a little bit, like literally 2 days after Sky had passed, I was getting ready for a catering event. And some of y'all know this, like I had my mom's car for the past like 10, 11 years.
Yeah,
after
it was
she had
a
passed.
2008.
Yeah, 2008.
But it's like, that's not something you can really let go so easy, you know?
100%.
Like, his mom drove that car. That was her car.
Yeah, so then it was just like one of the main things that I still like had that was like, that she actually used. And then when I was getting ready for a catering event, coming home from work, about to prep, died right up. But fortunately, I got home, but the engine started acting up, and you know, by the time I got home, she wouldn't start back up again. So had to get a new car as well, which you know was a blessing, but also at the same time, it was just like, wow. I mean, that was a stressful process in itself, getting the new car, especially like we were a one-car household and we still are a one-car household at the time. So it's like, hey, we need to figure this out ASAP. So it's like we couldn't even process really what was going on with Sky at the time because it's just like, hey, we got to figure out this car situation because we both had to get to work.
Yeah.
So,
and realistically for us, it just makes sense for us to be a one car household right now.
yeah.
Just because, like, I had my car, but I was paying a car payment for a car I was barely using, to be honest with you. Like, I was not at the time really going into work so much when we got rid of the car. And then on top of that, like, I have internship for my master's program, and that's virtual. So I'm really only going in a few times a week to go to the spa. So it was like, and on those days he has to go to work anyway. So it's like, it doesn't make sense for us to be doling out like $1,000 extra a month just for the car to be sitting here mostly. And everywhere we go, we pretty much go together anyway. Right. So it was like, let's just save that extra money or put it towards something else and get rid of that car. Like, it just made sense logically. So yeah, he put in like so many hours in a week to get us a new car.
I had never done this before, and I wanted to make sure that we got a good deal, because I was like, I know how, stigma in the car industry or the car sales industry. I was like, hey, if we gonna do this, we're not gonna get played.
Yeah.
So huge shout out to everybody that helped along that process, because y'all are extremely beneficial. God definitely showed out.
Yeah, there were so many different dealerships, but we ended up going with a new BMW. So that's what we have now. Love this car. It's a great car, honestly. Like, all of the work that was put in, I appreciate it, and it was very much so well worth it for what we have now. And honestly, as Pops put it, it matches our house anyway. So, so yes, then we got the new car, and
then we gotta move on to Sun.
Yeah.
Itty bitty Sun.
Itty bitty Sun. We had her and she was by herself, but we could tell that she was not really herself as much. Like, her and Sky, as y'all know, were kept separate already, but she was happier before Sky died.
Yeah.
And we took her with us and showed her and everything, so she had understood what happened to Sky. Like, that's what they tell you as guinea pig owners. You should take the other one and let them see what's happening. So they're not surprised and just wondering, like, where is this other guinea pig at?
Yeah.
So we did show her, and she did understand what happened, and we could just tell, like, she wasn't the same after that. So we tried to get her some new friends, but unfortunately that didn't work out.
Because we wanted to get older guinea pigs, and so there's not a lot of older guinea pigs out there. So we found two sisters that were 4.5, which were the oldest guinea pigs that we could find, and we didn't want to separate them. So one of the sisters didn't get along with Sun, and we had to separate them again, or have them separate. So Sun was separated again, and now we have these two other guinea pigs. A couple weeks later, the sister that got in the fight with Sun got really sick, so we took her to the vet, and they basically said it was gonna be like $1,500
at night.
Yeah, to get her the proper care that she needed in order to feel better.
Because she needed to be hospitalized. So
yeah.
That was like, so we called, because we got them from the HSPCA, because we do believe in adoption and not buying. So we got them from the HSPCA, and we called them because they have a policy where if something happens within a certain amount of time, then like they'll cover the costs. But they then told us, well, the only way we're gonna cover the costs is if y'all surrender them back to us, and like y'all can't adopt them again.
Yeah.
But our biggest thing was, like, they are really cute, and we had gotten to grow some affection for them, but we have to make sure that they're taken care of. And we didn't want to separate them again, or separate them period, just like we didn't want to separate them the first time. So we weren't going to keep the other sister who wasn't sick and send the one back. So we just sent them both back to the HSPCA. We have not gotten any updates about the one that was sick, and honestly, I'm a little afraid to look because her condition was not the greatest. But after that, it was like, okay, well, while we were in the process of looking for the other two guinea pigs, I posted on some like guinea pig Facebook groups about how I was looking for older guinea pigs, or looking for a loving and capable and knowledgeable home for Sun to go to, because we want to make sure you know what's best for her. Yeah. And a really nice woman who has a guinea pig rescue specifically for older guinea pigs reached out to us. Shout out to Amanda at
Huge shout out to Amanda.
Comfort Cabbies.
Oh my goodness.
And she's in North Texas, but it's only like a couple hours from us. So she said like if we couldn't find anything, then we could bring Sun to her. So we ended up doing that.
Hello.
And that happened 1 week after, or no, one day
Yeah,
after we found out that we were having a baby.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, all of this stuff is happening back to back. Now we find out we're having a baby. And honestly, he didn't want me to even take the test that day.
Man, cause just like mine was already. I was trying to like cope with getting ready to let go of Sun. Like we done had her for 6.5 years. Like it was really, both of them was really emotional. But Sun was like my dog, man.
Yeah.
So
So I told him that morning because I had originally wanted to do like the whole surprise video for him and everything. He absolutely did not want a surprise video at all. And the next few videos will be like our reactions and things like that to finding out, but he did not want a surprise video at all. So
I'm trying to be involved.
yeah, he wanted to be there when I took the test and know everything from start to finish. So I took the test that day after we had a conversation, and I told him like, yes, I understand what you're saying and the fact that there's a lot going on, but it wasn't that I had symptoms or anything. I was just very, very late for my period. And it was already a little off from time to time, just as like personal things, but I was very late for my period. So I'm like, I have to take a test because I want to make sure our baby is safe and healthy. And I mean, I'm an adult. I do drink when I'm with my friends and stuff like that. We were at a birthday party the night before, so I did have just like a couple glasses of wine, nothing major. But we had already agreed that hard alcohol was out of the question for just a little bit, just because of some health reasons.
And that's a testimony in itself.
I want to say just March last year, maybe, I went for my annual PAP and was told that I had some precancerous cells on my cervix. So then I had to get a LEEP procedure, which they basically they basically scrape out like all the what would be the precancerous cells plus a little bit of an extra margin just to make sure they got it all. They test it, make sure it's fine, and that there's nothing around the edges, and then you're good to go. But there's a healing process to it. Like there's 6 weeks where I couldn't work out or like do a lot of things. There was some discomfort involved. I can't necessarily say pain, but there was some discomfort involved. And at one point there was a little bit of pain, but overall just some discomfort in the fact that I couldn't move as much as I wanted to. I had that, and then we pretty much thought everything was fine. And honestly, the decision to get pregnant, we did decide we wanted to try, and it was something happened. It was a few months, and I went to get an ultrasound done, and the OB basically said like she found that I had PCOS, which can inhibit fertility. And so that was a whole nother thing. But when we found out that I had PCOS, we didn't know that I was already pregnant at the time that she told me that. So I'm thinking it's gonna take us forever. So, don't worry about it. It is what it is. I just have to move a little bit different, make sure I'm healing my body. Y'all know we do all the natural ways and things like that. So I just gotta make sure I'm giving my body what it needs and things like that. And
I guess she was only a week pregnant at the time that she had that ultrasound where they got the PCOS diagnosis. So baby wasn't detectable yet.
Or like they could only detect it if they were looking for it, and that's not what they were looking for. So yeah, when I got the PCOS diagnosis, yes, I was already pregnant. And so it was like we went to church pretty much in the next couple of days. And I was kind of down about it because it was just like there's just so much going on, and there was just like so much that year with my my health in my reproductive region in general. And so our first lady, like, we prayed together and things like that. And something happened with him where he went to church and got something to come home and tell me, like, maybe just don't do hard alcohol for a little while. So, which I already didn't. It's not like I drank that much, realistically. I would drink when I went out with friends or, you know, some event or something like that. But generally, I didn't really drink like that anyway, so that wasn't like oh no, this is gonna be so hard. It was just like, okay, well, if anything happens, I'll just drink a little wine and leave it at that. So fast forwarding to the day before we found out I was pregnant, we went to a birthday party. I brought my own bottle of wine. I drank a couple glasses, gave glasses to the birthday person and all the things. And then the next day, when I woke up, something just told me, like, go ahead and take a test. Just take the test. So we did have to have that conversation, but I took the test and it was positive. We got more tests and those tests were positive. And so then we went into the OB's office. She did an ultrasound. A couple weeks later, yeah, she did an ultrasound. Figured out, yes, I was pregnant. And so it was like, we lose Sky, we lose the car, we find out I have PCOS, we find out I'm pregnant. The next day after finding out I'm pregnant, take Sun back to Comfort Cafes. And then when we took Sun, we dropped her off on the way to a work trip for me. So there was like no time to process anything.
As soon as we got back, we were going to Denver a couple of days for a friend's birthday.
Yeah.
So it was insane.
Yeah, and so at the time when we first found out I was pregnant, there was no symptoms. So I'm thinking, yeah, like, I'm gonna be good. There's not gonna be any nausea or anything like that because I was maybe 3 weeks at that point. We got to Denver, and it was like, as soon as we hit Denver, pretty much it hit me hard. And so I was very nauseous in Denver and very tired, and there's just like, I had all the food aversions. There's a lot that I couldn't eat. There's a lot that I couldn't do. And that was a lot. Like, we went for a ski trip. I couldn't ski, obviously, because you're not supposed to do stuff like that when you're pregnant, especially if it's not a sport that you're comfortable with. And I had never skied or snowboarded before. So I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not comfortable with it. And so I did do a little sledding, but like that's pretty much it. And I just generally wasn't feeling good at all. And I didn't feel good again until maybe a month ago, to be honest with you. So then that was a whole nother struggle in itself. Like, I went from being somebody who could work out every day and get all my tasks done and clean around the house and all that other stuff to being like kind of in the corner of the couch forever. I wasn't really able to move at all, and that was hard for me. That was a really hard transition. I'm still struggling with it a little bit, but now that I have some more energy, I am doing more around the house, so it's just helpful for my mind. But on top of that, like, just watching him do everything, that I was exhausted just watching him. Like, he's cooking, he's cleaning, he's doing everything. So
yeah, I'm actually really grateful for the 6 weeks that she was on rest for her leap procedure earlier in the year, because at that same time it was the same type of cycle where she couldn't do anything but rest. And I'm like, I'm doing 2 jobs, and then I'm coming home and doing everything that I can around here to support. So I felt like, grateful to God for that experience, because it definitely helped build up the muscle that I needed to make it through for her during the first trimester.
So now we're here, and we are all caught up. We are now, by the time this comes out, we are halfway through our pregnancy, which is crazy. Like, I thought that we would probably reveal way sooner than this, but we really didn't reveal until like halfway through the pregnancy. So the rest of this is probably gonna go even faster for y'all, but it's already been very, very fast for us,
100%.
to be honest with you.
So also at the same time, when we were in Denver, so a week after we found out about baby, found out that I got a full ride to go to school at Berkeley.
Yeah.
To get my my master's in business, and I was just like,
yeah.
I'm like, so you're telling me we potentially, and then a week after we had the ultrasound, we found out the baby's due date. So I'm like a deer in headlights at this point because it's just like Sky, Car, the Pumpkin and Coco, which were the two sisters that we had adopted for the brief amount of time and navigating that situation. Then immediately, getting ready to part with Son. And then we find out about baby, and then we going on all these trips. And while we on a trip, it's like we get hit with this news. So I'm like, you're telling me that we're having a baby and having to move to California
and start his program all in the same month. All of it is happening in the same month. So we're not gonna give the exact date for baby right now. So that also means not the exact time for Berkeley either. But generally, all of that is happening in the same month.
Yeah.
And that's like.
And then we had to lock in for a couple months to just figure out how, what is the transition plan going to look like? Is this going to be feasible? X, Y, and Z. So we finally, I think, got like a solidified answer like in February. Like this is definitely what we were going to do by mid-February. Toward the end of February, because we went out there to go check out campus and then had to pay the deposit by the end of February. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then I would say a month or so after that, we did find out that Son's health took a turn for the worse.
Yes.
At Comfort Cavies, and it did not end well. So Son is no longer with us physically either.
She passed away at the end of January. She kind of seemed like had some mobility issues similar to Sky, but also had like a double ear infection. But Amanda took extremely.
Like she was staying up at night to monitor her and make sure she was eating, giving her little baths to make sure, because she was also using the bathroom on herself and everything. So she was like doing everything that she could to make sure that Son felt taken care of. Like she said, Son was falling asleep with her face in her hand and everything. Like Son, we could tell by all the videos and everything that Son loved it there. And for a brief time, she did have a cage mate.
She did, her husband. And
he took really good care of her. From what we heard, it was like he would let her take his treats from him and just, okay, she can have it, like he would just really take care of her. He would let her eat first if they got vegetables or hay. He really just enjoyed being around her, and he had also recently lost a cage mate, so we do feel bad for him.
Facts.
Yeah.
So I've lost 2 cage mates, kind of pretty much back to back.
Yeah.
So, all love to BC Loco, that's his name.
Yeah. So we did start telling family and friends in December, and we released that video a couple weeks ago, and now we are just ramping up for baby to get here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're starting to get all the gifts and stuff from registry and all that stuff. It's just really unreal, everything that's happening right now. But as he put it, it just kind of feels like God is clearing the way for this baby to be here, so that our attention could pretty much be on our family, on our baby, when they got here.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like even navigating the first trimester, I don't know how I could have taken care of Sky and Son on top of everything else that I was doing at that time, especially with like the attention that they would have needed healthcare wise.
Yeah.
I really don't know how we would have done it. So
100%. And then but they are always with us, so
absolutely.
Yeah.
But y'all, that's the life update.
Yeah. And don't be expecting no gender reveal, because we're not gonna know.
Yeah, we're gonna wait till baby gets here, y'all.
Yeah, we decided to wait till baby gets here, so it's a little mystery to us. Every week we change what we think it is, what we think they are.
So I hope that y'all understand why we haven't been putting out videos.
It's been hectic.
It's been a lot to navigate, a lot to process, a lot to think about, and But all phenomenal things. Like at least we can sit on the other side of this camera and give y'all good news. So
100%. Yeah.
for the most part, outside of Sky and Sun.
100%. Yeah. But before we go, I'll give y'all first vote dates for this pregnancy, I suppose.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, about halfway through. Look at them. We're feeling movements and all the things on the inside. He can't feel anything just yet, but we are feeling movements on the inside. Little tickles here and there. Overall, I do know that when he talks to the baby, they do like move around a little bit more. They do like spinach salad because they be moving when I eat my spinach salad and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, that's where we're at. We're just waiting to start seeing kicks and stuff like that. I had to get rid of my belly beads. I had to get rid of my belly button ring today. No more belly button ring till after baby gets here. So sad. So sad. And I'm rocking these out until baby gets here too, and then I gotta get rid of these. Maybe get an almond shape. Something that's not sharp. But yeah, we're just perfect for baby now. Perfect for move at this point. Yeah.
So definitely make sure y'all stay tapped into the journey. We'll definitely share lessons learned along the way. And yeah, just hope y'all enjoy the ride. We're enjoying it.
Yeah. And what a journey this is about to be, for sure.
What a journey has already been.
Yeah, and this has only been a couple months, which is very, very crazy.
Facts, you're talking about October. We filming this in March. So
yeah, it's only been a few months. So y'all are now all caught up to everything that happened when we were gone, and we are back now that I have some energy, first of all, and we have the space to give y'all more at this point. Yeah. So after this, you'll be seeing our reactions, some family and friends reactions, and then pretty soon we'll have our baby shower and everything, so y'all have the video for that too.
yes. Yeah. If you want to stay tapped in with the journey, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. All right, y'all. As always, peace, love, and abundance. Catch y'all on the next one.
Ooh.